The Blessed Holy One attaches a good thought to the deed. Talmud Kedushin 40a. So this is the idea that when the person has that good thought, those thoughts of love and awe, and yet they don't actually produce love and awe. They're just the thoughts that potentially could generate love and awe. Hashem attaches that to the deed, meaning Hashem allows that to be the kavana that infuses that mitzvah and gives that mitzvah the wings to be able to ascend heavenward, to ascend higher. And so what we're seeing here is that even if I'm not able to generate the love and awe, the emotional experience that I want to have, if I'm doing the inner work to have that experience, Hashem counts that as awesome. And I think we have to realize that this is really the difference of being a panimi versus a chatzoni. Panimi is I'm focused on the inner reality, and a chitzon is I'm focused on the external dimension. So if I'm doing the inner work to really contemplate on, like, thank you Hashem for all the gifts in my life, even though I'm not actually feeling the gratitude, Hashem isn't focusing on the result, if I feel the gratitude or not. Hashem is focusing on my inner world. And so emotions, in a way, can actually be chatzonis. It can actually be more external. Because the internal work that we're doing, what's actually in my control, is thinking the thoughts that could potentially generate love and awe. So irregardless of whether or not I'm actually feeling it, my job is to do the inner work that could allow me to feel it. Why did it say a good thought? Right? So what's the idea? It's referring to the thoughts that have the power to create love and awe, but didn't. God connects those thoughts with a deed and allows them to ascend. Intellectually generated love and awe that is infused in mitzvahs ascend to the world of intellect, bria. So if you think about it, bria is connected with the idea of intellect, connected with the idea of neshama, which is the intellectual aspect of the soul. And so when you're intellectually generating love and awe, and even though it's not producing actual palpable love in our heart, that still allows it to ascend to bria. An inherent love, that is the drive behind doing the mitzvahs, ascend to the world of Yetzirah, which is the world of emotion. It's connected to the letter Vav of Hashem's name. Or the ruach of our soul, the more emotional aspect of our soul. And so inherent love means I don't really have any intention in doing this mitzvah. I don't really know I'm doing this mitzvah. It's the inherent love within my soul. It's the inheritance that I got of that spark of divinity within me from Avram and Sarah that is pulling me, driving me. It's the super conscious force pulling me to do this mitzvah. And so there's no real intellect behind it. It's more of just an emotional experience. And so that connects to the world below Bria, which is Yetzirah. Okay, interesting Kabbalistic fact here. Sometimes Bina will skip over Zer Anpin and go straight to Malchut. That is why intellectual contemplation can be effective, getting you to jump into action and do the mitzvah, although you didn't feel the emotions pulling you into action. So the idea here is like this. Bina is one of the intellectual facets of contemplation. So right away the person's like contemplating, oh wow, this is a good idea, and before they even like feel emotions like, wow, I want to do this thing, and like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and like they're all having that emotional pump up moment, they just all of a sudden go and send that text. They go and jump into action. Their whole body's already infused to like go and do it, and like, wait, but I didn't have that emotional experience. So we're saying, yes, actually, I can go right from Bina, the contemplation, right into Malchus, right into that moment of ready to act. How is that possible? Because Kabbalistically speaking, Bina can sometimes hopscotch right over the Zer Anpin, the emotional aspects of the soul, Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and go right to Malchus, the realm of action. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn today's Tanya together.